Hello. Today, topic of today's webinar will be the new report for DHCD for any agencies who received outreach money. So in order to run the report, you log into ServicePoint and then you connect to ART. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to click on ART and wait for it to process. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to click on Public Folder. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to open up the Custom folder because it's a custom report. And I'm going to look for right here, DHCD Outreach Report. So I'm going to move my mouse over to the right-hand side to this little gray icon and I'm going to select it. And then I'm going to wait while ART processes to bring up my prompts that I must enter for this report. Now, the report was saved with all of these providers already selected. So what I'm going to do is highlight them and unselect them. And then if I need to search for my project, I can go to the search box here and simply type the word outreach, and then it will list all the projects in the database that have the word outreach in them. So let's say that my project is the Daily Planet Outreach. I can do one of two things. I can double click and it appears on the right hand side, or if I single click and then use the arrow, it will place it on the right hand side. So once I select my provider, I'm then going to key in the dates for the report. So the first prompt is the effective date. And with all reports in ART, your effective date is whatever is your end date. And your end date in ART is always 1 day extra. So for example, this report is due from July 1, 2018 to 12/31/2018. So my end date will actually be January 1st, 2019. I added the extra day. So my effective date will be January 1st, 2019. My start date will be July 1 of 2018. Oops, typo. July 1 of 2018. My end date plus 1 will be January 1 of 2019. And then you will notice it says enter 1 year before start date. So the reason why we have this prompt on this report is because this report is going to count people that were in your project previously. So 1 year before start date would be July 1 of 2017. My Run Query button is available, so I'm going to click it. Now, depending on how much data you're pulling and how slow your internet is at your office, this process could take several minutes, so just have patience. Once the report has run, you want to look at it in Excel and not ART. So I'm going to go up here to the left-hand side, click on Documents, Save to my computer as Excel. I'm then going to get this icon down here in the lower left-hand corner, and this is now my Excel report. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to automatically open in Excel. So we have the first tab, which is called Entry Summary. And then you'll notice we have all clients details, new client details, all client household details, new client households. There's some more tabs. Service details, and additional information. Additional information is a good and useful tab because if you are running this report and you look at it and you're like, those numbers just don't seem right, check the last tab called Additional Information, because it's going to tell you if you ran the report correctly. Is it the correct provider? Is it the correct start date? Is it the correct end date +1? And do I have the correct effective date? Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the beginning, which is my entry summary. So this is the information that you should report to DHCD once you log into CAMS. So the report is broken down by households with children and households with no children. So two different sets of data. So we have all clients who have an entry during the reporting period with children and without. New clients who have an entry during this period, with children and without. Services, how many clients are not connected to services. And then we have exits. Where did the people go when they left your project? So these should match the CAMS page when you log in to the CAMS to enter your data. We then have all client details. So here's where you can go and look at all your clients. And if you have a blank spot here, that should indicate to you that you have some missing data. So you should go in and check and see if that data is correct or not correct. So that's what your All Clients Detail tab will allow you to do, is look for any missing data that you should have completed. Then we have new clients. So new clients are just that, new clients for the reporting period. Then we have clients by household detail information. And then we have new clients by client details. Then we have services. So this will list the client ID, and it will tell you whether or not any services were provided for that client. And again, as this is an outreach project, there is the potential for all of your clients to not necessarily have services because you are simply engaging them on the street. So again, this is a very simple and easy to run report, just making sure that you enter your prompts in correctly. And then you want to run it and check your data to make sure that the numbers that are reporting match what you think should have run. So again, easy report to run, check your data, and then log into CAMS and enter the data. That concludes the webinar for the outreach report.